Hey everybody, welcome to another Great Awakening video update, whatever it's called. Um, I am going to do it a little bit different. As you can see, I've got a little camera dangling above me that's also recording the spread. So it's like we couldn't figure out whether to show my face or the cards. And it's a little bit complicated doing it this way, a little more complicated doing it this way, but I just wanted to see how that works out. Maybe once I get used to it, it'll be a lot less weird for me. But for now, this is what we've got. So let's start off with the theme for the energy this week in our world at this time of Great Awakening. Spirit, what do you want to tell us about the theme for right now in our world, considering also the questions that I'm going to ask? The theme for this week's energy, please, or this energy at this time, please. Primal fear, interesting. And everybody's getting triggered about now. Everybody's getting triggered. Whatever your deepest fears and worries and all the worst of it is all coming out. So let's see, it's all coming out for purging. They said it's purging. Purging is like, because sometimes we throw around these words and it's just like, okay, what's purging? It's basically the same thing as when you detox. You get it out of your system. And sometimes when you detox, from what I understand, this is how it was kind of explained to me a long time ago, and it stuck in my mind. Like when you're detoxing, it's like you're going through and cleaning out all your cells, but in doing so, like some of the cells have held some toxicity in them, even old diseases and old beliefs and thought patterns and things. So as the cell gets healed or maybe even popped or something, it's like the old stuff starts oozing out. So it's like a good sign that this stuff is like resurfacing for you, because it's going to come back through and just kind of like go back into your bloodstream again to get flushed out. So so you might be detoxing right now, or maybe just detoxing your life in general. So it's all gonna just come oozing out of your cells as your cells heal and let that toxic stuff go that it had held onto, or even fat cells and stuff like that. Like as you're losing weight, the fat cells are melting, but so is all the thoughts and beliefs that went along with it back when. So primal fear, reptilian, isn't that interesting? Okay, so let's keep that. Let's see how that looks here. Oh, I forgot I have this angle over here. So that's what it looks like. I'll set it right there. Okay. This is another archetypal card dealing with one of the most disasterful aspects of being human, fear. It has less to do with actual reptilian species, for which there has been much misunderstanding and or negative disinformation propaganda about them. This species is peace-loving, gentle, and very ancient. What? Those wishing to spread fear about this species recognize the powerful effect reptilian imagery has in the human consciousness. A small percentage of people who pick this card will have reincarnation ties to this species. This is funny because we've been saying that the dark side is yourself, that the dark shadow aspects of yourself is like in what's going on in our world, all the ugly stuff, that's actually us. That's an aspect of us. If you feel this is you, explore it further. If this card comes up in a spread, it's most likely asking you to go through a process of confronting your deepest fears, for only in doing so can you spiritually transform. Isn't that funny with the Q&A, the beginning of the Q&A too? I definitely had to go through that. Okay, the card asks you to embrace otherness in an idea or way of being that is different from your comfort level. In one way, this is a very shamanic card, because by confronting these fears, a powerful force can be unleashed within your consciousness that can free you from many old habits and patterns, both in this life and coming from others. Funny. This card is a challenge for you. Can you walk into the unknown and face that which you fear most? Oh, wow. That made me think of his true love coming together, because the masculines are always like that. It's their deepest fear to be with the divine feminine, because that represents change. It represents a whole new way of being, even, it's frightening. So, wow, right? So, if you're feeling afraid or feeling, some of this is stuff coming up for you right now to face, one way that I like to look at it is God is so gracious, meaning spirit. God or spirit is so gracious with us that it basically offers us everything we have ever wanted. And by wanting, that means also that it's what you put a lot of thought on, right? The universe doesn't know the difference between what you thought, what you want, and what you think, except that which makes you feel good. But if you put a lot of attention on lack and all that kind of stuff, or you've always put a lot of attention on materialism and things like that, then you are the universe sees that as, oh, well, they want more lack. Okay, so, and they want more this and they want more of that, even though you didn't want those things. The fact that you kept thinking about them and bringing it up, there was a subconscious part of you that wanted those things to kind of handicap you or be an excuse or any number of things like that. So we did want it on some level. We did want whatever the bad thing was. So now it's time to actually consciously choose, and God's going to come up with this, like a waiter comes up with all the different desserts to choose from, puts them in front of you and says, okay, so, what do you want from the plate? And you say, okay, and it's just a matter of you're going to see all the stuff that's on the platter, stuff that you used to eat, that you used to like, or maybe you ate it just to people please the person at the table next to you or something like that. But this time you're actually going to choose what you truly want. This time you say, you know what, I'm going to go with this choice because I love myself now, and things are better for me now. So I think I do choose happiness. I think I do choose to rise above my fear and, embrace this. So, wow. And I just looked at the survival medicine handbook, but I looked at the word survival. So a lot of people are confronting their fear of death, which, the best way to do that, if you have my spirit deck and you've been pulling that card about facing death, it's more or less a matter of, I see it as like death of the ego. So a death of who you think you are, a death of your identity, death of the way that you've been relating to this world. And when you allow yourself to die in that way, you allow yourself to be resurrected brand new. So it's time to let the old self go and to embrace the new, healthier version of you. And I just looked at timeless secrets of health and rejuvenation. So, it is time for renewal. It's a time of renewal and purging. In other words, getting rid of, flushing out all the bad stuff. Okay. For some reason, I feel like grabbing one of these moving cards. Huh. Okay, so if you've been waiting on whether or not to move, this is just like a little wink to you. Wait till some shifts happen in our world to decide. Things will change rapidly soon. Wow. I forgot I'd even written that card. I have like a bunch of index cards for moving, things relating to moving, because a lot of people are thinking about that right now. So, wow, that was pretty cool confirmation that things are going to be happening real quick here, some major shifts. So, okay, a gift from the stars. I just looked at a gift from the stars. Hollywood propaganda healing. The quickening. Good Lord. Wow. Quantum physics. I have a pile of books holding my computer up right now because it's the only way I could figure out how to do this. And this is like great. It's like the tarot, or it's like an oracle. Okay, so and Shanti is the one who's been supplying my questions lately. I invite anybody to do this, but as long as you are of like mind and you want to let me know what's going on in the world, briefly describe what's happening and then supply me with questions. I'm happy to add that. But right now, Shanti and I are collaborating together on what questions to put in these, and they're going to be more frequent now just because they are, but it doesn't mean they're always going to be frequent. It just happens to be that, that we've got all these great questions coming up to explore. So she has a really great Telegram channel called Intuitive News, where she posts all kinds of great stuff. So if you guys want to join that on Telegram, you're welcome to do that. Okay, and thank you, Shanti, for these questions, for helping me with this. Okay, so, and I don't watch the news or anything. I don't keep up with what's going on unless somebody sends me a video that they feel is like really important for me to know or something like that, then I'll take a look at it. But for the most part, there's a lot that I don't know. And certain things I do know a lot about. So you never know whether I know something or not know something. So I like to have like an informant who helps me come up with these questions, somebody who's like really in the know and plugged in and understands everything that's going on. Okay, so carrying on from last week, you said water is a carrier. Is it also able to be programmed? Absolutely. So what memories does water have, or does it hold our whole history? Does water hold our whole history? Yeah, absolutely. Wow. I just saw water almost like a crystal ball, in like a million crystal balls, like separated into all these parts. And it was like you could I think I just saw portals. Like each bubble in water, like there's I guess that would be a molecule. So like all these molecules in the water potentially being portals to access. Shut up. Like time travel or something. There's some relationship to time travel and water. Whoa. It's like, you remember how we talk about the microcosm and the macrocosm all the time on here? It's like you could take water, and if you really, really look at it, it's like, when you look in the mirror and then you see yourself looking in the mirror, and 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 it just goes on infinitely. It looks like that's the energy of water. Like there's all these molecules, and as you look at them, there's more and there's more and there's more and there's more, and there's access to everything in there. The key to life, they said the key to life. It even knows the key to life. It has the key to life. Well, yeah, that's who we are. The key to life is realizing and knowing who we are and what we are and how powerful we are as creators. So, wow. Okay, so let's see. It is also said that our pineal gland is water or crystal. Well, that's no surprise. And that Project Looking Glass was a reverse engineer of our pineal gland. Is it true that Looking Glass was a reverse engineering of our pineal gland? Kind of. Not like I didn't get a real direct yes, but sort of. It's kind of like, how the male and female we talked about in the sex talk, the reverse engineering, everything is reversed and mirrored right now. So that's really interesting, because I just heard something about people who don't like Putin, also are believing the wrong story. Like they're flipping it upside down. Like the narrative is always upside down on mainstream media. Okay, so which is more Hollywood propaganda, which is healing, which is healing apparently at this time. Yeah, I just saw like an injury that was bleeding out, and I feel like there's a refreshing energy in Hollywood where there's a bandage being placed over it and the bleeding is stopped. But it's kind of a fragile time. Like if I take the bandage off, is it going to start spurting blood again? Or, do I keep it on a little long, put some pressure on it? Like how do I best navigate making sure that this doesn't come back and start bleeding again? So I think that's where we're at in a lot of different areas of our lives. Interesting. Okay, so could you tell me more about the looking glass and the pineal gland? They said it's important. Well, it's our intuitive center. And the looking glass it was an intuitive thing. I don't know anything about the looking glass. I've probably heard about it sometime, but I don't remember what it is. But even by the sound of it, looking glass sounds like you're looking into time. You're looking either into intuitively, or you're looking at time travel even, like looking into the future and things like that. So this totally coincides with what I just saw, all these portals that it's like you can access any space and time. It all exists simultaneously, which is actually leading into another question in here. So this is all getting interesting. Also, you guys should know that they put deuterium. It's spelled Deuterium, or maybe it's deuterium or something like that, but deuterium or deuterium. That has been put in our water for a while. And there, even if you use reverse osmosis and all that stuff, it's almost impossible to get it out of our water. And you can watch a video on that on my channel on Telegram if you want. But it's basically it's another way they were trying to shorten our lifespan by putting that in our water. And we're all drinking it, and it's in just about every liquid you can imagine that we drink. Now that just makes me think of also to put out another one. A lot of this is like going to another question that was asked a little bit later. But it's basically that there are human parts. There are human parts and human, what do you call it? Like, yeah, just human, all kinds of different parts of us human beings, from our blood to our liver to our meat to like all of our different parts. If we're ground up, there have been different parts put in different products of things that we're eating and drinking, like Coca-Cola. What does it have? Children's livers in it or something? This isn't a joke, and it's not even, I'm being dead serious if you look into it. So I don't know if that's what it is, or it's their kidneys or something, but there's something really dreadful being put in that stuff. Just about everything. The other day I was eating a bunch of licorice. I will say it, I guess. And then you guys can decipher for yourselves. So don't take, necessarily this into, what I mean, this isn't fact. This is just what I felt. I'll just say that disclaimer so they don't come after me. But I was eating panda licorice, and it's absolutely delicious. And then I remembered panda, and what pandas represent is the black eyes that people get when they get vrills put in them. And if you don't know what a vril is, I guess you can look that up. It's VRILL. But there may be other ways that they get the black eyes. I don't remember, but I think that's when they drill into your eye with the vril, you get that black eye. So if you've seen actors or actresses with that black eye, they probably have a vril that's taken them over. So this is such crazy stuff, right? The world we're living in. Like, this is just, like, just so you know, if your neighbor has a black eye, then it's probably a vril. No big deal anymore. We all know it. We all know that they're probably a clone. No big deal. I never thought we would live in a day when you wouldn't be like vril, Anyway. I got to thinking about the name of the product. I was like, why would they name licorice panda? And what is panda, like, what do panda eyes mean? And we have to look at the symbolism of everything without getting paranoid. Somebody asked me about how I had an owl in the background of one of my videos or something. And I was like, dude, owls mean a lot of different things. We can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater every time we see an owl or so. Oh my gosh, like overreact. Anyway. So I just started to ponder like panda, and then I was like, why would you call licorice panda? Like, what do they have to do with each other? So then I just had to ask the question, God, does this licorice that I've been devouring that I absolutely love, does this have human parts in it? I got a yes. I was like, oh, good Lord, I don't even want to know what part is in there. But any kind of ground meat or just anything that you're eating that you didn't make with your own hands or grow with in your own garden is up for question. So right now, try to eat organic, try to eat stuff that was grown in a garden, and even those, have pesticides and things that are meant to harm us. But it's all getting healed. It's all getting healed. So we've stopped the bleeding now. And now it comes the real healing and the relief that comes to know that it stopped bleeding, and now, it's going to start healing, and we're at that stage of it in all areas. So just keep that in mind. So that makes sense that the pineal gland would have to do with looking glass and water, because it all kind of goes together. Without water, okay, so they're saying that water and chi are kind of the same. Chi holds water and water holds chi, or the same essence. Because I see them when you look at, wow, chi is like, I guess they are different. They look different, but they can do the same thing. And you could live off of chi. Like you could cultivate enough chi to actually, and you could drop eating, drinking, things like that. So it's our connection to source. Water is also a connection to source if it's good water that doesn't have deuterium in it, which everything has deuterium in it. So, oh, they just said which will be eliminated. Thank you. I mean, apparently there is a way to do it, but it's incredibly expensive. And I don't even know the name of the process or anything, but go watch that video on Telegram if you're interested. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that is because it wasn't, there wasn't a specific thing with that. So let me hang on. We can't not drink. I mean, we get thirsty, we got to drink. Okay, also from number 10, how will free power connect to our homes? And is it the same way that we get it now? Yeah, I mean, well, I feel like plugging into power is something, a thing of the past. So I don't think it's going to require something plugging in. Is it just going to come from some source that's directed? I feel like it's energetically directed. Just like they have like direct energy weapons and stuff. I feel like they're also going to be able to, hang on. Is it cyber optics? Cyber optics. Oh, the way is it cyber optics is it cyber optics that are going to like go into our homes? Yes. That would be cyber optics that will help direct the energy. But there will also, I feel like there's also going to be actually an energy in the air, that's more palpable, more what something. Okay, hang on. It feels like energy buzzing. Oh, because it's 5D. What? So if they are okay, so if we're surrounded by this energy that's buzzing and we're in the 5D, I'm wondering what on earth happens to people who are 2-3D. They said they rise up, they don't have a choice, or they fall off because they can't handle it. So what is this? There's anxiety when you go through a transformation into the 5D. I mean, if you enlighten, that's different. It makes it a lot easier. But otherwise it's like a real shaky, I don't know how to explain it, but it's shaky, and there might be anxiety, like solar flashes do that too. They cause anxiety. How about mine? I take hints. I say aches, pains, all kinds of things as you like adjust to the 5D. So basically, if we are getting this energy being given to us and we're getting the free energy, does that mean that we're in the 5D or close to the 5D? Yes. Well, people that are still really in the 3D and they're like persnickety grumpies, are they gonna still be able to get this access to this free energy and whatnot? Yes. So I don't know. I think the fiber optic, not cyber optics. Oh, well, that might have been like, that's usually an intuitive slip. So I wonder what cyber optics is. Okay, so it might be both. So I don't know how that's going to work. I just feel like it's not going to have to do with something plugging in. It's going to be more of a something that runs by your home, or that you are that consciously is attracted to you. So it's like an energy that comes to you to support. What a weird thing. So we won't have to order it. No, we won't have to order it. It'll just be, oh, it makes me think of, in Germany, they don't have the internet like we do. Like they just all have it. It's probably something like that. Like, they just said beneficial 5G also, beneficial 5G. They said internet free too. So it will be like it is in Germany, where basically anywhere you go, whether you're on a train or traveling in your car or wherever, whatever you're doing over there, it's like the internet is completely free everywhere you go. You can do anything anywhere over there. So like when it comes to that stuff. So I think it'd be kind of like that. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me as I have to feel everything out, because I want to be thorough as I can in what I'm seeing, and some of you know more than I do, and you would know what that is. So I have to describe it as best I can, um, to help you guys. You guys can always explain down in the comments. I think that sounds like this thing that I've heard of, that I know of, that, puts out this or whatever. Feel free to do that, because, we're all learning from each other right now and none of us has all the answers. So will there be a healing between unjabbed parents and jabbed children? I guess this can be seen in many ways: the collective healing between family, friends, work, and colleagues. A saying just popped in my head. They're gonna yes, a short way to put what I just thought. Yes, there's gonna be a healing. I just felt into, I think it was yesterday, somebody, okay, I remember. So there's going to be a bit of denial and crossed arms, and then there's going to be like, well, I did see this and I did think that was kind of fishy, and I always wondered about that, so I think that there is going to be kind of a cracking in the defense mechanism. And then I feel like MSM somehow at some point is going to get like unplugged, I feel. And MSM is almost like, this is mainstream media, is kind of like putting out a frequency. And I heard a long time ago that the televisions are, they've got subliminal programming in them. But that's not just, I took it as some kind of a frequency going out, like you will eat McDonald's. And that's true too. But now that I know more, when I read that book, Hollywood Propaganda, I'm like, oh my God, like it's so much worse. Like even the scripts that are written for people to say, and the things that people like or don't like in those movies and stuff, it's all on purpose, all part of the agenda. So I feel what I saw in my mind's eye is the MSM just unplugged. So I guess we're going to get unplugged, and then it's kind of like they wake up and they're like, whoa, what happened? And they're kind of in a stupor a little bit. So, and I think, I mean, I've just always, when I see that moment for you guys, it's like people sobbing together. I'm so sorry I treated you that way. I'm so sorry that I judged you so harshly. So we do have that moment coming, you guys. I just felt like pulling one of these cards. Home. It's going to feel like home again. Won't that be nice? Your household situation will be improving through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. So Manifesting dreams. My dreams are coming true. Wow. There's some confirmation. Do you hear the cat out there? I'm not sure which one it is, whether that's Annie or Nala, but yeah. Okay. They can't really get up and back of me here because I don't have a couch, but so yeah, there's definitely going to be healing. Yeah, they have to overcome their ego. They're going to overcome their ego, but once they've done that, they'll be, cheering and coming together and happy times. Oh, what is that one that's sticking out? Oh, look at that, healing and a bright future. Wow. Okay, I don't know if you guys were able to see that. I think you did. I forget that other camera's going. Okay. This is sticking to me. Okay, so part of the quantum financial system in the RV is to create humanitarian projects for the world to heal from the dark that has been on this earth for a long time. Are only those of a certain level of consciousness going to be able to carry their ideas forward? Or how would they decipher? Okay, are only people of a certain consciousness going to be able to carry that would be a yes, and that would be Nala, I believe. Okay, hang on a minute. Okay, yeah, she just, yeah. Okay, so are people going to have to be of a certain consciousness in order to follow these ideas through? Not necessarily. It's in fact, it almost kind of feels like it's going to be a test, somewhat of a test. You will, okay, something having to do with Christ consciousness and like, won't they be able to tell beforehand though? They want to actually see it play out. There's something having to do with free will, and some of the people that are like have ill intentions or of a lower vibration, they're gonna have an opportunity to kind of right themselves and to care more about other people than they care about themselves. They're going to be encouraged to change their ways. In fact, the humanitarian project that they choose and that they start working on could actually raise their consciousness level. And I feel that the quantum financial system, it does have a consciousness. So it feels like it is going to be able to see if you have potential, let's just say, if you have potential to change your ways. What happens to those people who just have bad intentions with it? Are they going to be allowed to pretend that they've got projects that they're doing? No, they'll know. They'll know, like the bad apples. They're saying like bad apples. They'll know to yeah. They're feels like I just saw the eject button. Like the eject button's gonna get hit. Will they have somebody else that they could give their money to if that should happen? Yes, they'll have an opportunity. It's almost like they'll be given a list of other humanitarian projects, other people who are working on those projects, and they're going to be encouraged to pick one of those people off the list to give the money to, or a fund to give it to, or a trust to put their money towards. So yeah, it is being ensured that all of these projects going forward are for the good of everyone, are going to benefit us and benefit humanity. Anything else, like the rug's going to be snapped up from under them in one shape, at one stage or another. But just know that it's all being divinely guided and it's all happening just as it's supposed to. And even if you know of somebody who's kind of cold and heartless, but they happen to have some Zimbabwe notes, for example, and you're like, oh man, what is that person going to do with that? Don't even worry about it. It's supposed to happen just the way that it's supposed to happen. So just, let it be what it is, and then see what might be really cool. Like they could have some kind of miracle where all of a sudden they become tenderhearted and sweet and kind and all kinds of things. There is beneficial, benevolent, artificial intelligence or AI involved in this. It's not going to harm anyone and could even heal or protect you. You can trust this and feel safe. Wow. Okay. To do these projects, we've been told to purchase currencies that have really high denominations of their notes, such as Zim, Dong, and Dinar. I just want to make a correction there real quick. The only foreign currency that I understand that's being used for humanitarian projects is the Zimbabwe notes. The dinar or the dong or the other foreign currencies, they are just for your own personal use. So yeah, the humanitarians, those are connected to the Zimbabwe notes only. Anyway, we've been told to purchase these currencies and that have high denominations, currencies whose inflation has been really high and have to create high denomination notes. Okay. Larger Zim holders called managing directors will purchase bank assets and establish this new financial service industry called financial service centers. They will use the present banking buildings and their branches for the centers. This will be a great way to use substantial amounts of one's humanitarian funds. Essentially, the Zim holders might have the opportunity to create their own financial service center to give loans to those in need. Maybe just in the interim. Is this true? Oh, I just got a yes. Cool. Okay. So essentially what she's saying is that since we're not going to need these banks anymore, not as they stand anyway, they're going to be revamped and or maybe even incorporated, at least for a while, I'm sure. We're going to have the Zim holders of the humanitarians are going to have it to where you could walk, if you're in need of money, you walk in and you can get like a loan, probably a very low interest loan, and go get help from the humanitarians. And so like, let's say, I don't know, each of the humanitarians gets their own branch, or maybe, I mean, I would think that they wouldn't do it that way. I would think that they would actually, have you walk in and you could pick and choose which humanitarian that you work with or something. I don't know how that's going to work. Let me see. I'm not Italian, okay. So will each Zim holder will they have the opportunity to have their very own center? Some of them. Will they be able to, will people just walk in and maybe get a list of people that they can get loans from? Not so much. Okay. So are they going to be like one Zim holder per bank? More or along that route? Are banks going to continue to operate as they are? Not at all. Okay. So are they getting, are there still going to be bank managers and things like that, but just used for other purposes? Yes. Okay. All the corrupt stuff is going to go away. It just jumped in my head too. Insurance companies are making a lot of flaws right now. They're making a lot of mistakes and things right now because it's part of the awakening too, to see that we really don't need insurance and shouldn't be using it going forward. We're not going to be needing that. We could go to the Zim center if we have any kind of trouble and be like, this financial service center, we're going to be able to go be like, yeah, this happened and that happened. I need money for it. And I don't have money for it. Well, here you go. But I also feel like the government is going to be paying us back a lot anyway. So I think things are about to get a lot more comfortable financially for a lot of people. Am I right? A wandering path, enjoy the journey. So stay in the moment as you're going. We don't have all the answers just yet. A beginning of a new cycle. Okay, well, they're not going to tell me, but I get a yes. Okay, and let's look at okay. If you feel you deserve it, there's going to be an element of like, you need to feel like you deserve it and you need to be in your power, and then you're going to be given the money. Isn't that interesting? See, it's like a reward system. A reward system for having faith and for raising your consciousness. Okay, so yeah, I always feel like I've talked to a lot of people, even in my private readings, who are talking about like, I've been through this and I've done this and I have such a good heart and I don't know why I've had all this bad stuff happen and all this stuff. I always see the word reward. Like, you guys who've been suffering are going to be rewarded big time for everything that you've been put through. because the dark side has been trying to put a lid on you, been trying to hold you down, and it's not going to work. Now it's like, okay. How would being flooded with abundance play out in our society? Oh, that's something I've been wondering for a while. All right. We're gonna really see, really see what people are made of. Some people are going to be tested through that time. I always say that money makes you more of what you are. I don't believe that money is evil at all. If you're an evil person, sure, money can make you even more evil. But if you're a good-hearted person, it can also make you, much more able to give. So I think that money makes you more of what you are. So, but being that we have med beds coming out that's going to cure or fix mental illnesses and erase really bad memories and, give us our limbs back and take away scars and all that kind of good stuff, there's going to be a lot that's going to really heal us at a deep level. So I don't really, those that have been burglarizing and those that have been, scamming and things like that, those guys have to have some level of deep trauma to cause them to behave that way. So, what are going to be some of the ways that we need to look out for? Yeah, just being focused not only on yourself, but on others as well. It's not like you have to be like outwardly centered all the time. I think that's like impossible. I mean, even somebody who's enlightened, they're centered in the heart space, and it's like some of you, and Byron Katie's so great at explaining this in her books too. I'm not even saying Byron Katie's a good person necessarily. I'm not, but her methods are incredible, and the way she explains everything is super incredible. So again, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater if you find out any of these people are evil or something, because what they're teaching works. I'm not saying she is either, I'm not saying either way. I'm just saying, like, just in case. But it's true that, if when we go out there and we say we have to be good people, we have to say good things, we have to give to people, it's like when it's an effort, when it feels like you have to remind yourself to do it, that's not like true giving. That's people pleasing. And that's just you trying to earn points with God. And that's just you making yourself do something you really would rather not do. Or maybe you do it for the rewarding, like the people being so grateful and crying or what, you might do it for reasons like that. But pure giving comes it's just a part of your nature. And it's not from growing up people pleasing either. It's more like when you're really super conscious, you just you can sense and you can feel when somebody needs something and you go give it to them, whether it be a hug or a sandwich, or it doesn't have to be this pouring out of like, here's a bunch of money, throwing money at somebody. It's more of a heart connected giving that's even holding the space for someone and being there, just listening is a huge way of giving. So being gentle with ourselves and loving ourselves is the best possible way that you can ensure that you're going to give properly to others. So the main focus right now needs to be, and as we go through this test sort of going through this whole financial restructuring, is to love the hell out of yourself. Just love yourself so unconditionally that no matter what you do, how you screw up, what you say wrong, how you pull back, all of that stuff, just love yourself so much and forgive yourself so much that it's going to then help you to love and forgive and have grace for others. Anybody who gets upset with anybody just doesn't love themselves. So just keep that in mind going forward. So I'm not really being shown any kind of like warnings. It just kind of feels like we got to walk it, we got to do it, we have to go experience it. But they are encouraging us to keep staying from the heart space, like always be coming from that heart space. There is divine intervention and timing at play in the situation. Yeah. So don't worry, spirit and the ETs are or will step in at just the perfect time if need be. I feel like pulling a spirit card. We want you to give this a try. Oh. Oh, if you had any idea how protected you are, you wouldn't spend another wasted moment on worry. That's sweet. We're all just a work in progress. Cut yourself some slack. Self-love is the nucleus of all that is good. Oh my gosh. Okay. A note to those. Oh, and I just felt somebody wondering what these cards are. This one is my spirit oracle deck. This one is the world truth cards. And then this one is the body deck. Let's pick a body deck. I think you should look into how a past life might be affecting you adversely. So, yeah, so maybe, just heal those past life wounds right now, and whatever starts to bother you. If something's bothering you and it doesn't really make sense, then it's probably a past life. So you could do a divine guidance council meeting, and I show you how to do that here on YouTube if you want to put in those keywords. And yeah, just maybe that would help you explain or help you to get to the bottom of it. And then that way you could purge that big final piece. A note to those who wonder about the Zim bonds being authentic. They don't care. If you bought them to do humanitarian work and were deceived by others, they will redeem them anyway. The Alliance is not redeeming them to resell or make a profit. They will be destroying them when you redeem them. The Zim is only a vehicle to get you your funds. You are the important one. The currencies are not. Is this true? I actually got a yes. Can you tell me more about that? So whether the Zims are fake or not, they're still going to work? Yes. Wow. They're just trying to get money in your hands. Wow. Yeah. Bringing everybody together as this is like going to the next level. This is being community oriented. This is building and restoring and coming together as people and celebrating even. Deals and things being made, like people coming together and cooperating with one another. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Manifesting, celebration, and courage, and emotional maturity, healing, listening to your intuition, gift from God, and miracles. Okay. Okay. That's amazing. Learning how to self-soothe, which is that emotional intelligence piece. Learning how to self-soothe is a mandatory step to liberation and loving others in a healthy way. Rely only on you for the comfort that you seek, and you'll be set free. Okay. If you have a project, will you ever need currency to exchange? If you have a project, will you even need currency to exchange? Well, if you have a project, will you need currency to exchange it? Will you need currency to exchange? If you have a project, do you need currency to exchange? I got no, because you could go to one of those financial centers and you could give your idea, and you could have somebody who does have the money, a Zim holder, give you the money for it. Isn't that cool? Okay. No, not so much. But you could do it with whatever money you have. Will the quantum computer or divine consciousness know already if you can do a project, or if you will just be approached rather than going to a redemption center? That's interesting. Okay, so do they know already if you can do a project? Do they know? Does the consciousness know already if you can do a project? I mean, anyone can do a project. What do you mean? If you can do a project, and if so, you will just be approached. Okay, so do they know the people who are planning to do these humanitarian projects? They know those who, yeah. I'm getting kind of, it needs to be made known somehow. So, okay, so that's one way that they know that you have projects in mind, is that you're buying the Zims. That's one way that gives them a heads up that you're interested. So is it possible that some of the people that have Zims are not going to need to go to redemption centers? Yes. So is it possible that they will actually come to, come for a visit with people, make a visit to come to their home? Yes. Interesting. That's very interesting. Is it going to be for everyone, or are people still going to have to go to the redemption centers? I think it's going to depend on the location and depend on the person and depend on the circumstances. Yeah. Okay. So, but yeah, that's a possibility that they would actually come to your home. So that's really cool. That would be nice and convenient. Okay. So, redemption centers, we're being told, is where you will redeem your currency and put your project forward. Yeah. And for those of you who didn't know, a redemption center is where basically these Zim holders are going to go have a meeting and discuss their projects with the powers that be that are going to set up accounts for them and things like that. So if they come to your home, though, how are they supposed to get an account going for you and stuff? Oh, their laptops, I guess. Okay. So cryptocurrencies such as XRP, XLM, Algorand, IOTA, and XDC have been created for the new system. Or have they been created for the new system? Have they been created for the new system? I'd have to break each of those down. I feel like maybe not all of them. XRP created for the new system, yes. XLM created for the new system, yes. Algorand created for the new system. IOTA for the new system. XDC for the new system. So XRP and XLM, yeah, the X family. Anyway, will they all be a part of the wealth transfer that will then allow people to do humanitarian projects also? Yes. In a very similar way. In a very similar way, like that. It's going to be a lot easier to have digital transactions. So is there an advantage to going the crypto route rather than Zims? No, just preference. It does feel like also like we think that crypto is totally hidden, but it's not. Apparently it's not. They can see it. The new consciousness of the quantum financial system knows that you have that money and they know how much. So there really are no secrets, just so you guys know. You're not doing anything tricky or avoiding the system, but it's a different system. They cringed when I said system. In fact, they said you will be supported. You will be supported. Not, there's no more of that spying energy of we're looking out to do something to you. It's now of we know that you're there and we know what you have and you will be honored with it. You will be able to utilize that. And safely, they just said safely. Also, when the true value of silver, gold, and other metals happen, will this also create wealth that will allow for these projects to happen? Absolutely. I mean, all of these different ways. If you have a project, all you need to say is thank you, God, so much for all the incredible ways that you're helping this project come together. That's it. That's how you manifest your project happening. Thank you, God, so much for all the support surrounding this project and how easy all the solutions have come to me and all the money and the funding and all the people. Thank you that it was so easy for me. And there you go. It'll start happening. So that could be silver, gold, whatever. Certain stocks will survive, I guess. So will the third world countries get humanitarian projects first? Like, i.e., like the most in need, and then wealth will follow, will allow for projects to happen. Wait, hang on a second, I read that wrong. Or will it all happen at once? Okay, so is it going to go to the most people who need it the most? Is it going to go to the people who need? Not necessarily. I get not necessarily. How about not tell you? Is it going to be more at once? I think it's going to be more of an all at once thing. Yeah, because they want to really, and they want everybody to start hitting the ground running. They want everybody to just start getting going on their projects. Because some projects, will take longer than others. Some need to be built yet. Some need to have an education provided first. Some of them, there are so many different like moving parts for all these different projects. So it just feels like, yeah, that it's gonna depend. It's definitely gonna depend. But definitely those third world countries and some of the pressing needs are going to be told to the humanitarians, who will then be able to choose to help them immediately. So they will get the help that they need immediately. Somebody will help it, where other people will say, actually, I really want to, my heart is really in this other project. I really want to, not save up for it, but I want to build up to it and start making this happen. Then I feel like they're going to respect your wishes. Like, yeah, okay. So then the next person is going to be like, oh no, I think we need to take care of this over here right now. So everybody's going to be able to do as they will and as they want to. We humanitarians are here to help heal victim consciousness. Once this is healed, we are free from fear and able to truly create. Can you expand on this? Hi. Well, I mean, I can talk about this from a 5D consciousness state. When you are enlightened, when you have dropped the ego, which is fear and ego are the same thing. And I believe ego is given to us by artificial intelligence, negative AI. So anytime that we get upset or we get like triggered or we get like afraid or we're in lack or any of that stuff, those thoughts are actually given to us. Those are not our thoughts. Those are programs. And if we've been giving into them for a long time, then we're pretty programmed by them. However, yes, the more that you drop the ego, the more they just said Christ-centered or Christ consciousness-centered you become, the more present in the moment you become. All time drops, all concepts and ideas and things drop, and yeah, you become an ultimate creator. It's when you're in that, when you are who you truly are, which is the consciousness, when you drop all the labels and all of the defenses and all, and you heal everything to where there's like not much triggers you anymore, then you become like an incredible manifester. And in the 5D, I mean, you're just immediately manifesting things. Or, I mean, maybe not immediately, like maybe within days, but very, very quickly, very rapidly, sometimes simultaneously, sometimes like immediate, but way faster than we've been taught, because I don't know, it's just the way of things that we are master creators. And we don't even know it. Most people don't even realize that at all, that, and that I kind of think that leads into another question we have down here. So, okay. Is what is happening with these projects also created so we as humans okay, I just dropped the camera, just must have just died. Well, we must have been talking for a while or something. Okay, so is what's happening with these projects also created so we as humans realize we are also true creators, and the monetary wealth is only a small part of true creation, like a stepping stone to true abundance once we know we can create? Yeah, absolutely. Also create so we can humans realize we are actually true creators. Not I should say. Yeah, we can make anything happen. Like everybody having the sense that I can make this happen. I can do this. I can have my dreams come true. I can go get a car if I want. I could go get my car fixed if I want. Yeah, just taking us out of the feeling of having to go to some kind of a authoritative, system. And oh, I hope they'll approve of me. I hope they'll approve my loan. Oh, that kind of thing. It's like it feels like a confidence is going to build that, if I really want to pursue that, I could have it just like that. So I really want to think hard as to if this is something I'm creating from authenticity or not. If is it truly something that I want, that's really close to my heart. So that's awesome. will there be projects created that people can just join? Absolutely. Forestry, clean water, cleaning up the food industry. Yeah, they said that there'll be a list provided. Actually, it feels like somebody has come up with some kind of an app where you talk about a bit about, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I was gonna say that you like, on the dating app when you can fill out a form about like what are your likes and dislikes and all that kind of stuff, and what are your beliefs. I was gonna say that we fill out some kind of a form or something, and then it spits out like all these things that it feels like you would enjoy or like being a part of, and it gives you these ideas. But then I felt like writing it all down and putting it all in a form is kind of old fashioned and archaic at this point. So it's like, it feels like the consciousness knows what you would like. So I think each meeting, or, and that meeting could be at the Redemption Center or your home, I guess. But at each of these meetings, you're going to be exploring. Yeah, you're gonna be given a list that's specific and customized to you and what you would like to do, kind of like the algorithms we're doing in Google. Okay, and I just saw the word reward, so here's that reward coming. Okay, okay, about prayer. All time is happening simultaneously. All the different timelines and stuff, they're all happening at the same time. Even stuff in past lives, all of it's happening. It's hard to fathom, you guys, but it's all happening right now. So when you ask, it is done, which is why you pray as if it's already happened. Look into the proven mathematical equation: thought equals energy equals matter, our creation process. So what you put your attention on by thought becomes matter. So if you're constantly thinking that, it's like that self-fulfilling prophecy, I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to make it. You starts to say something like that. All of a sudden, these things start happening all around you, and you're like, what? I got rejected on that application. What? I got rejected with this. Oh, I knew it. Well, you created it. You actually created it by thinking about it so much like that. I was talking to somebody who had found out they had they had something that wasn't the best thing happen to them, that was a physical thing, and their minds were really reeling from it. And I told them they would be okay. I said, it's temporary, it will pass. And I went through that, with my episode too, that I talked about in my Q&A this week. But they kept saying that they were in disbelief that they would be okay, because they kept questioning, are you sure that I'll be okay? Because it's like they kept wanting to convince themselves that they weren't going to be okay. So we have to be really, really careful what we are choosing to believe, and we have to choose to believe what we want to happen. So every time that I was concerned looking in the mirror at those sores, I would replace that, with thank you, God, for the healing miracles. Thank you, God, so much for all the incredible support and the healing miracles. And it was so, it totally happened. Like a set of miracles all started to happen. It was incredible. So anytime you guys find yourself going down any kind of any kind of an uncertain time, when you feel like you starting to get insecure, I don't know all about, quantum physics and stuff to be able to explain how that works, but I just know that it does. What you think, the energy of it turns something into matter. It turns it into existence. It turns it into something tangible. So even if you say, I can walk through walls, well, the energy starts going, okay, she can walk through walls, and you'll be able to do it. If it was if it's within your own realm of belief. If you truly believe that you can, you will be able to. And I know Qigong masters who can actually do that. So, okay, one more question. Is natural, this is that back to that subject. Is natural flavoring human ingredients? We need to ask spirit if there's any ingredients, if there are human ingredients. Yeah, we need to ask before we eat anything or drink anything, are there human remains here? Okay, so is natural flavoring human ingredients? Is natural flavoring human? Oh Lord, I just got a yes. Natural flavoring, is that a human ingredients? Oh Lord. Oh, that makes me want to throw up. Okay, yes, but be in your power because we're having a new beginning. Wow, yuck. There is divine intervention in timing at play in this situation, so don't worry. Spirit and or the ETs are stepping in at the perfect time. Okay. This situation involved a hidden influencer you didn't know about. Yeah, see, they were hiding it and putting it in there and stuff. This person or situation involved satanic Luciferian systems, beliefs, and ideals with ill intent to harm humanity and manipulate people for power. They feed off or fed off of negativity. And what you're inquiring about has to do with going to higher levels of dimensions of reality. Ascension and evolution are occurring swiftly. Thank you, God. Humanity is awakening at a rapid rate to these things that have been going on. You are safe and secure, all is well, even if you can't see it yet. There are miracles happening, so just know all is good, all is in good hands, and be in a thankful mindset. Okay, good. So let's just end on, I'm going to read off some spirit cards. Okay, so this situation is just coming back around, so you can choose differently and pass the test this time. So which dessert are you going to take? The dessert you've had before that give you an upset stomach, or the dessert that you want today because you're a new person? You have evolved past this. You just need to own it. So stake your claim on the new you and don't go backwards. Give anonymously to those who are in difficult places you've been before. Having a good cry, then putting your hand on your heart and saying, I love you, can be all you need. If you knew the beautiful things ahead for you, you would trust where all of this is going. We got you. Wow. You have nothing to fear but those thoughts you're entertaining. So start using your mind to create what's possible instead. You can heal yourself. Your thoughts and words are stronger than you realize, and your body is listening. So just try it. When spirit urges, it's time to take action. Train yourself to pay attention to those nudges and act on them quickly. So be listening, continue to listen to your intuition, check in with yourself all the time. If you had any idea how protected you are, you wouldn't spend another wasted moment on worry. I feel like pulling some Moonology cards as well. Don't let your pride get in the way of whatever it is. Whatever comes up, be willing to be wrong. Maybe you've even had people tell you some of these things and you get defensive, but it's time to heal that now. Again, I'm referring to the Q&A, the last Q&A, the beginning. We're going to get triggered at some of the stuff that we find out. Just open mind, open heart. A personal issue is going to reach resolution soon. Nothing is yet set in stone, so we're still manifesting. We need to be in our power. The answers are the answers that you need are coming. Secrets coming out, secrets to be revealed. Your commitment's being tested. Okay. So step out of your comfort zone and hold your vision. So keep being a conscious manifester, keep being the conscious creator that you are, keep being present in the moment. And when you are, as often as I can, I'm walking around feeling the buzzing sensations through my body, the aliveness in my body. And I'm trying to split my attention between what's going on in my physical world and what's happening in my body all the time. When you're doing that, you're in touch with that creative energy, and you are manifesting. So try not to let your mind just, don't be lazy and let your mind just think about anything. Don't let anything enter your space. Be really protective of your present moment. And don't be, try not to get caught off in la la land, thinking about all kinds of things. Keep yourself centered in the moment and manifest that future that you want. And communicate clearly. Make sure you communicate clearly with truth. Perfect timing. So trust the divine timing of all of this. Be careful the things you say to people too, in the sense that not in a people pleasing way, but just make sure that you've got really good boundaries. That you tap into your heart. You drop your head into your heart before you say anything. Am I afraid to be seen? Something you might need to ask yourself right now too. Maybe you're thinking to get out there and do something, even as a humanitarian. The world doesn't want you to hold back any longer. It's time to shine your unique light on the world. You were made from love, and from love you are whole. There is no more hiding. There is no more shame. There is only truth. Live naked and free. What parts of me do I hide so I can be socially accepted and fit in? Am I being authentic? Do I allow myself to be all of me? What do I need to feel so I can feel safe to be seen? So it's time to come out of the shadows. The secrets are coming out. You guys are coming out. Some of you have not been leaders before, and now you feel compelled to lead. Maybe do some healing with your own father issues, self-forgiveness regarding your father, or, that's going to be different for everybody, but, do whatever healing it takes, because you're about to come into your power, and don't let anything hold you back. Follow that call into the new you and this new life. Yay. All right, you guys, let me do a blessing for everyone, or blissing for everyone. So I want you to put your intention and attention on something that you'd like to create. And I am going to amplify that energy as long as it's for the good of everybody, and everyone's free will is considered. Okay. Haba mamahana shayin sasay ke ela opomomoon chena I he ela kiins se la popo homaana I tatan chen ke ela pomomoon hai la kiinsa se shena ala pom ha la kiinsa se la kiin chen chela omaan. All right, you guys, have yourselves a beautiful day, week, evening, morning, wherever you are. And I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got something out of it. And I will talk to you the next time we do one of these. Thanks. Bye.